Welcome to the first lesson in Module 4, Taking Action on Who We Want to Be. In this lesson, you'll take all that you have learned to date to develop a plan for a person who wants and needs social connection. Please note that while this training is for providers, people who receive supports, their families, and advocates are welcome to view the training. A person-centered planning training and toolkit for people who receive supports and their families is available on the Adults with Brain Injury webpage. To recap Module 3, take a moment to think about the person-centered discovery tools you explored. Which of the below are person-centered discovery tools you explored in Module 3? Is it 4+1 questions, sorting important 2 and 4, relationship circle, or map 2, what I want to change about my life, or is it all of the above? If you say it's all of the above, that is correct. You explored all of these tools. These tools are located in the Person-Centered Resource Library on Maine's webpage. In Module 4, we talked about goal setting, and we explored the different tools that you can use when working with the person to discover who they are and what they want to be, finding a vision for the future, setting goals, and developing a plan of action, as well as monitoring that plan. Take a moment to reflect on which person-centered practice tools you found to be most helpful. So now let's move on and apply what we've learned to help two people, their names are Mary and Robert, to reach their goals. We're going to spend the rest of our time in Module 4 practicing what we learned in the first 3 modules of this training. You will walk through 2 scenarios. The first scenario is based on helping a person to make social connection. The second scenario is focused on helping a person to find meaningful employment. You will navigate a series of questions. You will use your workbook that accompanies this training, as well as the person-centered library to support your answers. Last but certainly not least, have fun. These scenarios are intended to help you to apply what you learned. Be creative with person-centered practices and tools. There's really no rule that you must use only one tool for one purpose. Feel free to merge ideas together. The goal is to help a person to uniquely find themselves, uniquely work with each person you work with. Helping them to may require you to think outside of the box a little bit. Keep in mind, you want to keep your workbook next to you so that you can record your answers. So let's start with scenario 1. Mary was recently transferred to your caseload. You learn that she's now 22 years old and lives with her mom, Sue. She recently enrolled on the brain injury waiver. What do you do first? Use your workbook to note what you plan to do to get to know Mary. Pause this video so that you can jot down your thoughts in your workbook. Mary shares with you that she is frustrated about always being stuck at home. Mom goes to work during the day and she's bored. You learn that while her support staff helped her while mom is at work, she doesn't feel she has anything in common with them. Ever since her accident, she feels like her friends have slowly left her and she has no one in her life that's interested in what she is interested in. What person-centered tools do you plan to use to get to know Mary better? Use the space on your workbook to provide an answer. Feel free to pause the video, jot down your thoughts, and then come back to the video. That's right. So you could use a person profile or work with Mary to map relationships and identify what works or doesn't work in social situations. You're doing really, really well. So the next step is coming up. All right. So let's say you continue to have conversation with Mary and you learn that she used to be in the drama club at school. She played the clarinet in her school band. She doesn't feel like she could ever do those things again. But she also mentions that she enjoys going to the theater and that she rarely leaves the house because her mom works a lot. Using the space on your paper in your workbook, describe what person-centered tools you can use to better understand what is happening at home. Again, pause the video, jot down some thoughts in your workbook, and then come back to the video again. Wow, you're really doing great. You can continue to use person centered tools such as the 2-minute drill or the 4+1 to identify what's happening at home. So now it's time. Let's see what mom thinks. You take a moment to talk to Sue, Mary's mother. Sue tells you that she has to work a lot to pay the bills. She's divorced and she takes care of Mary on her own. She shares with you that she's worried about Mary. All Mary wants to do is sleep, eat, and watch TV. Many of Mary's friends used to come around, but they graduated high school and they now live on their own. Sue is always asking Mary to go out to dinner with her. They used to do that once a week, but lately Mary is declining. Mary has shared with her mom that she's anxious. It's just too loud, too many people, or whatever excuse she can come up with not to go anywhere. How can you approach Mary with what you learned? What person centered tools can you use to help Mary socially connect again? Use your workbook to jot down your thoughts to this question. Well, good work. So you can use tools like the integrated star or the life domain vision tool to begin thinking about potential next steps that might help Mary to move forward. It's time to now see how you respond to what you've learned. Using open-ended questions, you talk to Mary about her desire to have something to do, to get away from boredom and back to some of the things she used to love. You also mentioned to her that her mom is really, really concerned about her. Mary is skeptical that she can ever return to what she used to love. She feels isolated, but that's because she can't go back to who she was. Everyone left, and now this is her new reality. What person centered tool can you use to help Mary find a path to a new way of thinking and a new way of being? Use the space in your workbook to respond. Feel free to pause the video to think on what tools you might use. That's excellent. That's right. You can use the visioning tools available in the library, such as the trajectory. It's tough to have a conversation, but you're doing really, really well with Mary. How can you take what you learned to help Mary move forward? All right, so you decide that you're going to use the trajectory to work with Mary to develop a vision for her future. This vision is a near term vision. You explain to her that it's really okay to take small steps. You work with her to set a vision or a goal to engage in community activities, to build relationships with people her age, and to reconnect to things that interest her. Using the space in your workbook, pause the video and draft up 3 goals to help Mary reach her short term vision. Don't forget to make these goals SMART. They need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Make sure you think outside of the box. What are the various ways that Mary can engage? Very, very, very good. So, if Mary, for example, loves to volunteer, you can use the My Volunteer Vision tool, also located in the Person Centered Library. This is just one example of a way to connect someone to meaningful activities. Okay, so we're almost done. We have one last piece coming up. 2 months later, you visit Mary to check in. How do you plan to monitor the implementation of her goals? Use the space in your workbook to give an answer. Feel free to pause the video so that you can jot down your ideas. Congratulations, really, really good work. Now that you have practiced person centered planning with a focus on social connection, let's try the next scenario in the next lesson and help Robert identify his vision for employment following his brain injury. If you're interested in the references that were used to develop this particular lesson, feel free to click on these links here. Otherwise, let's go help Robert.